years old at the time, those around him were always vigilant for his welfare. I was glad to see them, as I was beginning to worry that my questions and his response might perhaps have done him some kind of physical harm. Once Rinpoche caught his breath, he finally managed to say, "But how on earth would they examine you?" Then he dissolved into another fit of laughter. It was clearly one of the funniest and most bizarre things he had heard in a long time. Rinpoche is an erudite and highly educated man with a number of degrees to his name, including the highest degree in Tibetan Buddhist philosophy, Geshe Larampa, which he was awarded in 1980. While he was living in India, he was entrusted by the Dalai Lama with the task of redesigning the educational programs for the three largest monasteries there, Drepung, Sera and Ganden. There was nothing in Rinpoche's laughter that expressed derision for education or human learning. But what he understood instinctively was that mindfulness is not something that can be related to at a purely intellectual, let alone an academic level. It is an interior and highly personal process, which can only be mastered through an individual practice. It is something simple but very profound, which touches the essence of each person's experience of reality. And above all, mindfulness is a way of being whose practice and benefits are accessible to everyone, including me, a radio presenter turned investment advisor turned dog groomer, including you, and anyone else listening to this book. I have the greatest of respect for Oxford University and its Department of Psychiatry, for the University of Massachusetts Medical School, and the University of California, and for the wonderful work undertaken by these institutions in recent years. However, it is my personal conviction that for the vast majority of us, bringing interpersonal neurobiology into the picture when we are trying to get to grips with mindfulness is about as useful as studying a set of chemical principles and interactions in order to get a handle on the experience of falling in love. You don't need degree-level understanding of human biochemistry to know that you're in love. You don't need to read an academic treatise on humor to know that you find something funny. And you certainly don't need to be a neuroscientist or to have a deep understanding of the workings of the human brain to experience the profound benefits that practicing mindfulness and developing awareness will bring to your life. Rinpoche's laughter that day was in many ways the biggest affirmation he could have given me just then. And it's something I think back to at times when doubt sets in and I question the extent of my usefulness to my workshop attendees. While it is heartening to see that science is now catching up and adding its weight to some ancient truths, it is also encouraging to know that you don't have to be any kind of scientific expert to be able to enjoy the positive benefits of living your life with awareness. I hope this book will be as useful as possible to as many people as possible. I hope that you too will be able to enjoy the huge value that living mindfully can add to your life. And come to see that sometimes the simplest things, and actually the easiest, can also be the most precious. Part 1. Why this works. Chapter 1. The good stuff. Many people are alive, but don't touch the miracle of being alive. Thich Nhat Hanh. When was the last time you felt frustrated, angry, wound up, stressed out, disappointed, discouraged, depressed, fed up, or world-weary? Annoyed and irritated with the people around you, and really unable to understand why they just don't do what you want them to do, and why they don't automatically know what that is, without you having to tell them all the time. If you're honest, it probably wasn't that long ago. Some self-help books euphemistically call these feelings difficult emotions. They are what I would call personal suffering. I used to feel all of these things too, frequently and on a regular basis. However, since having a mindfulness practice, I rarely experience emotions of this kind. And when occasionally I do, they are much less intense and distressing than before. There is nothing special about me, I can assure you. My family will happily attest to this fact. Before